by John Campbell, BBC News Economics business editor. Image copyright Reuters. Image caption: parts of Bombardier's Xeris planes are made in Belfast. The U.S. Department of Commerce has again ruled against aerospace firm Bombardier in its dispute with rival Boeing. A further tariff of 80% has been imposed on the import of Bombardier's Xeris jet to the U.S. for alleged below-cost selling. This is on top of an earlier tariff of 220% which related to subsidies Bombardier got from Canada and the UK. There have been warnings that the import tariffs could threaten Bombardier jobs in Belfast. About 1,000 jobs are linked to the Xeris, the wings of which are made at a possible £520 million factory in the city. A spokesperson for Bombardier said, "We strongly disagree with the Commerce Department's preliminary decision." They said the ruling represented an egregious overreach and misapplication of U.S. trade laws. The Commerce Department's approach throughout this investigation has completely ignored aerospace industry realities, they said. This hypocrisy is appalling, and it should be deeply troubling to any importer of large, complex, and highly engineered products. The program is not just important to Bombardier jobs in Belfast, but also to 15 smaller aerospace firms in Northern Ireland and dozens more across the UK which make components for the wings. The U.S. Department of Commerce rulings, which could more than triple the cost of a Xeris aircraft sold into the U.S., could jeopardize a major order placed last year from U.S. airline Delta. A final ruling in the case is due until early next year. Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media captioned the history of Bombardier in Northern Ireland in a statement. Boeing side today's decision follows a fact-based investigation by the Commerce Department, and it validates Boeing's dumping complaints regarding Bombardier's pricing in the United States. This was an avoidable outcome within Bombardier's control. The laws governing global trade are transparent and well-known. The U.S. Secretary of Commerce Wilbur Ross said the United States is committed to free, fair and reciprocal trade with Canada, but this is not our idea of a properly functioning trading relationship. We will continue to verify the accuracy of this decision, while do everything in our power to stand up for American companies and their workers. The Canadian aerospace firm employs more than 4,000 workers across 4 sites in Northern Ireland. Components of the Xeris jet are manufactured at a purpose-built factory in East Belfast, and many other local firms are involved in the supply chain. The punitive tax would significantly raise the price of the jet in the U.S. market and threaten the future of the product. Boeing took the case after accusing Bombardier of anti-competitive practices. It claimed its rival was selling the Xeris jets below cost price after taking state subsidies from the Canadian and British governments. When the preliminary tax ruling was made last week, U.S. Commerce Secretary Wilbur said the subsidization of goods by foreign governments is something that the Trump administration takes very seriously. The U.S. Trade Commission is due to rule on the Department of Commerce's 220% tax proposal next year, but ISM said the EU should not wait for the final decision. Its chief executive, Neil McDonnell, said the EU should signal right now that it will unconditionally, unequivocally, and aggressively oppose protectionist measures by the U.S. with tariffs of like effect.